Heart of downtown. We love Spokane. Subaru of Spokane.
Do you think both of these tiles would work in my bathroom?
Tired of the big box service?
At Caruso's Floors, we've kept Spokane covered for over 80 years.
Right now, it's a great time to come and experience real service with everything we have to offer.
Caruso's Floors. Watch the People Sport weekday mornings at 6 and 9 on CW22.
All of the victims from Sunday's tragic plane crash over Lake Coeur d'Alene have now been recovered. Today, we have the latest updates as crews continue their work this morning. How far would you go to save your pet's life? One Washington couple turned to brain surgery to save their furry friend. And we're asking, have statewide policies helped limit the spread of the coronavirus? We've got a closer look by the numbers.
And it's possible that this weekend we could hit our first 90-degree temperature of 2020. We'll talk about how warm we've gotten so far this year and how it stacks up against previous years.
Up with KREM starts right now with Jen York, Joshua Robinson, Evan Narani, and Dana Marie McNichol.
8:01 on your Friday morning. College athletes want to play ball this fall, but college football conferences say that might not happen. Coming up, Dana Marie McNichol joins us with an update on where different conferences stand right now when it comes to looking ahead to next season. Of course, Jen joining us now. Jen, I know the important part of next season is just making sure WSU UW happens, right?
WSU beats UW. Yes,
I
that
can't
is
get
correct.
it right. I can't get it right. I'm sorry. My apologies. Each time I'm just a little bit off. But okay, let me try it again.
We got to get you to Pullman, get you one of those games if the season happens.
So what's important is WSU beats UW. There we go. All right,
absolutely.
cool.
The most important part of that.
Got it right. Finally at 8:01 this morning. We're going to take a quick look outside this morning. Evan Narani has his eyes to the sky as we're all looking towards the weekend. Evan, it's been pushing 90. Are we going to see it this weekend?
I hope so. It'll be the first 90-degree day of the year so far. Isn't that crazy? We're well into the month of July, more than halfway through the year. It has been so long, it feels like, and it has been really since we've seen 90-degree temperatures. Usually by this time in the year we would have seen our first 90-degree day. If we hit it tomorrow afternoon, it will be the 11th latest start to our 90-degree day. So it'll be one of the later starts. We usually would have seen a 90-degree day by now. Warmest we've gotten so far is 88. Today we're looking at upper 70s and low 80s. Here's the next 12 hours. We're out here in our beautiful outdoor weather center, soaking up the sun. A few clouds off to my right-hand side, but obviously not blocking the view of the sun because it is shining in very well. We're going to make it to about 80 degrees this afternoon. That's what we're looking at. It is about that afternoon high. Looking at a weekend forecast, though, 90 is the forecast for tomorrow, and then we cool down a bit into the rest of your weekend. So Sunday we're talking mid to upper 70s, still sunshine though, and Saturday is going to be dry and sunny before those breezy winds come in for Sunday. It's cooler for Sunday, but still pretty warm out there for the most part compared to average. Let's take a look at what's going on the roads to start off your 8 o'clock hour. Right now we're not seeing any trouble to note, but people are definitely getting started with that commute. We will let you know if we see any changes, but for now, have a good Friday morning. I'll send things back over to you guys.
All right, Evan, thank you so much. Well, Washington businesses must turn away customers not in a mask. Since that went into effect on Tuesday, there have been some complaints of businesses not enforcing that new rule. Now, one viewer was concerned about people not wearing masks at Spokane International Airport. And that's where we find Nicole Hernandez this morning. She's joining us live with what she's seeing this morning. Hi, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, Jen. So that viewer that you mentioned told us that she was concerned about both travelers and staff not wearing masks while at the Spokane International Airport here. So we decided to send a KREM team down here yesterday afternoon. Here's a look at what they found. So you can see here that most people are actually wearing masks that Thursday afternoon yesterday. As for the airport employees, Governor Inslee's office told us that federal workers do have to follow state rules unless the federal government says otherwise, and that has not happened. So our crew spoke with one person who said wearing a mask is important to him after he had a personal experience with COVID.
If you'd asked me a couple months ago, I definitely would have said no to the mask, but I've recently been exposed to someone and saw them really suffer from COVID, and now I'm all about it. I think we've got to try to do everything that we can in order to help this problem out.
The Spokane International Airport also sent KREM a statement about the concern. They said the reason most people are wearing masks while in the airport could be the fact that they have signs up reminding travelers to mask up. They also have staff offering masks to people not wearing them and are making announcements over the intercom. And just another reason why we could be seeing a lot of people wearing masks in the airport is because both the TSA and the specific airlines are all actually requiring their staff or travelers to wear those masks beyond just state guidelines. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Well, Nicole, thank you. Today, crews will begin work to recover wreckage from a midair collision over Lake Coeur d'Alene. Now, we do want to take a live look at that crash site this morning. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office brought in a barge. It, along with the crane, will collect some of that wreckage. Now, last night, crews recovered the 8th and final victim. They also recovered the fuselage of the Cessna aircraft. The seaplane wreckage is still submerged. Now, this weekend, the Lofts Bay boat launch will be closed as work is underway. Now, that is on the western edge of Lake Coeur d'Alene. Also, boaters are being asked to avoid the area just east of Black Rock Bay. And this morning, we are also learning more about the victims. Family identified Kelly Krieger of California. They say she was in the Cessna aircraft. They say she was an aviation enthusiast. She was the president of Air Force Flying Ace Bud Anderson's fan club. Its goal was to educate people about veterans and World War II.
Well, she was very cheerful and very positive. Gosh, she had all these ideas.
I don't know how I can sum up her personality except for, it was big. The impression she left on me was, everything is possible no matter how chaotic and stressful it is.
Well, this story is still developing. To follow updates on the case, you can text the word crash to 509-448-2000 and we'll send you a link with the latest information and updates.
8:07 now on your Friday morning. We all love our pets like family. So when a couple out of Olympia learned that their cat had a tumor, they did everything that they could to try and save her. That brought them to WSU, where doctors performed an innovative new brain surgery.
10 years ago, Honeybee the show cat was showing off and winning awards when the Mansfields laid eyes on her.
We saw her first at 8 months of age at a cat show. And we fell in love with her.
I mean, with looks like that, how could you not? But it was Honeybee's personality that made the Mansfields take her home.
On your mark. She found all the high places to jump to in our house up by the ceiling and played ping pong with me out in the garage.
And that lasted for years until Honeybee got a scary diagnosis.
Raging, uncontrolled diabetes.
Which was caused by a life-threatening tumor in her brain.
She just presented at the doorstep of death when we had just said, we have to do something.
No matter the cost. So that's when the Mansfields met with Dr. Tina Owen, a surgeon at WSU. She specializes in removing pituitary tumors like the one Honeybee had.
It's not a very common surgery done.
Dr. Owen was actually one of the first doctors to do this surgery regularly, and WSU is only one of 3 hospitals in the whole country that does this.
It's always a great learning experience.
That's because Honeybee was the first Maine Coon they ever performed the surgery on. Plus, researchers can use the removed tumors to study Cushing's disease in people. But for Honeybee's family, they're just happy they get more time with their cat.
I mean, she and us are thanking this group every day. Even though she's still on insulin, she is just kind of remarkable.
Right back to herself as queen of the house. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Thank you, Nicole. 8:09 on our Friday morning. After the break, college conferences around the country are deciding whether or not there will be a college season next year, or this fall, excuse me. Dana McNichol updates us on where different colleges are at right now in making that decision. And also in our next half hour of Up with KREM, we are asking, have state policies put in place to limit the spread of coronavirus shown noticeable decreases? We'll look for an answer by the numbers.
Plus outside, cloudy skies as we kick off the morning. We'll talk about the warmth that is headed our way for the weekend after this.
Community means being there for each other, like Sweetbox Delivery and their bagel loan program. Good-hearted people have used it to send out bagels and positivity all over town. From everyone at Numerica, thank you to the people who keep shining through.
At Arctic Spas, we've expanded our 2020 lineup to offer you more. More sizes, models, options, and choices. And everything is still engineered for the world's harshest climates. Our Core Series makes hot tubbing easy for any budget. Our Classic Series embodies 25 years of engineering excellence. And our new Custom Series offers unsurpassed comfort, construction, and technology completely custom built to your needs. You deserve it. ArcticSpaSpokane.com.
There's this Fred Rogers quote, "We all wish to know that our being alive somehow makes a difference in the lives of others." Being on this path towards being a doctor, I really just think about trying to put my life to the best use possible. WSU is doing an excellent job of preparing me to be a good doctor. When I think about the fact that I'm part of this program, I'm reminded that I'm doing my small part to serve the underserved people of our state.
Only Wendy's 2 for $5 has all the chicken you crave. You can choose from the spicy or homestyle chicken sandwich, crispy or spicy 10-piece nuggets. But let's be real, you're gonna get those 20 spicy nugs for $5. Only at Wendy's.
At KREM Chevrolet, you'll always get our best price. Always. Choose from a huge selection of over 300 quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Vehicles for just about any budget. And a finance process for just about any credit situation. Shop and compare. You'll find our pre-owned vehicles are consistently among the lowest priced in the region. At KREM Chevy, we offer home test drives and delivery, as well as our exclusive 3-day vehicle exchange policy. And if we don't have the car you're looking for, let us know. We'll find it. Serving Spokane for over 52 years. KREM Chevrolet and KREMChevrolet.com.
Spokane Tribe Casino is happy to be open once again. We know you're ready to get out and have a little fun, and all your favorite casino action is here and waiting for you. We've taken extra precautions to ensure every area of the casino is clean and sanitized. And you'll notice, we've implemented new measures to ensure your safety. So when you're ready, come back for your favorite games, meals, and fun times. We're ready to serve you. Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Life moves fast, but our legacy railroaders handle any challenge life throws their way.
It totally forces you to be very adaptable.
Numerica, formerly Spokane Railway Credit Union, is proud of our railroad roots and thankful to BNSF for shining through.
Happy Friday and thanks for joining us. Well, as professional sports seasons start up again, all eyes have been on the world of college sports and what they're going to do this fall. So the latest college football conference to make changes due to the coronavirus is the Big Ten Conference. And this is one of their social media posts and announcing that they're canceling non-conference athletic games this fall. Colleges affected include Michigan, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Penn State. In a statement, the Big Ten says it places the health and safety of students, athletes, coaches, and others as their #1 priority. According to a 2019 analysis by Forbes, the top 25 most valuable college teams in the nation pulled in an estimated $2.7 billion in revenue. 7 of them are in the Big Ten Conference. Now, this does follow the Ivy League's move to cancel all fall sports. The decision was made to keep consistent with the campus health and safety policies across the league. Now, with that being said, we do want to hear what you think. Should the major collegiate conferences start up again in the fall? Let us know by voting in our KREM 2 mobile app. 48% saying yes, 52% saying no. Almost split down the middle. We've seen that pretty much stay around the middle all morning long, but let us know. Join our conversation. Now, as to the Ivy League plans to postpone, time is running out for the football season to start on time, which is actually leading many to wonder if it'll ultimately move to the spring of 2021. Ivy League athletics can practice and train as long as they're within each institution's health and safety guidelines. They will not utilize a season of NCAA eligibility in the fall. Now, we do see a more permanent change for Stanford Athletics, who cut 11 varsity sports from their program permanently because of financial troubles. The school cites the pandemic as their breaking point. Now, according to multiple media reports, the Pac-12 is expected to announce that all of its sports teams will play conference-only schedules in 2020. Washington State University and the University of Washington are both members of the Pac-12 conference. An official announcement about the fate of 2020 and that schedule is expected in the coming days. Now, of course, we're all awaiting what is going to happen for most universities and colleges, and we do want you to vote in our live poll this morning. Should the major collegiate conferences start up again in the fall? Let us know by voting right now. Again, 48% saying yes, 52% saying no. So many of you are just split right down the middle. Of course, the safety of the players and the staff is utmost important. Joshua?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people want to see their favorite rivals that are outside of the conference, but yeah, safety being the big point here. I do think it's also interesting, Dana Marie, that when we started the poll this morning, it was way more people saying yes, and it's so close to 50-50 right now.
I totally agree. And I think with things just like Ohio State University coming out with a statement that one of their players tested positive for COVID and they're having to halt their training, that's just a great example of how the safety and how it can happen to any team. So definitely something that we're going to be following here on Up with KREM as we get more announcements for the Pac-12 as well.
And of course, one other little thing to note, these are college athletes, not pro athletes. Very important distinction there too.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to follow this story. We'll keep an eye on it. We're going to also take a quick break right now. We have more Up with KREM after this break.
KREM 2 News is sponsored by Bath Fitter.
I like Liberty Mutual. They get that no two people are alike.
Hi,
You customize your
Helen.
car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. What do you think?
I don't see it.
Okay.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You got it. I dig it.
Getting the care that they need when they need it. They might be told that they have to
Who's
go
going
to
first for New
Seattle or
Music Friday?
Portland or
Me?
Boise.
Okay.
The veterans
Wonderful.
deserve
Okay, whoa, everyone's yelling at me.
That's why Kathy is fighting to
Gotcha.
fix the VA and eliminate the wait list. The proud wife of a veteran, Kathy delivered for Fairchild Air Force Base.
So far, I've been...
Better pay for those who serve. Their champion, our...
Yeah, I'll walk over to the Weather Center.
I'm Kathy McMorris
Thanks.
Rogers, and I approve this message.
I mean, that are
Okay.
worthy of further consideration in your remaining time.
Yes. I mean, I'm fully aware that anyone that I see in the meantime.
Make your summer everything it can be and discover what's possible at Lowe's.
Come get some legal speed at Northtown Auto Sales. Check out all this horsepower during our second annual Hot Rod Sale, going on for 10 days only from July 10th to the 20th at Northtown Auto Sales. See some of the rarest cars from all over the world at Northtown Auto Sales. Grab gear and a free root beer float, European exotics, numbers matching muscle cars, modern classics, and much more. Something for everyone. Awesome giveaways. First 100 people in get a $10 gas card and a free car wash card. Hurry in. Don't miss the most exciting summer sales event going on now at Northtown Auto Sales on the corner of Division and Garland.
I know people love the dish remote. It's great. So why build in a Google Assistant? I mean, who really needs a TV remote that can turn the thermostat up,
Change temperature to 72,
the lights down,
dim lights,
and still access their DVR?
play Rio.
Actually, some people could absolutely use a remote like that.
The new Dish Voice Remote. Dish, tuned in to you.
Now, your local Storm Tracker 2 forecast.
Welcome back, everyone. It is 8:18 right now. This is the view outside around Lake Coeur d'Alene. Not exactly the lake view, but the resort view at least. And then looking up toward the sky, you can even see a little bit of that sun shining through. Partly cloudy skies as we kick off the morning. We're going to be looking at mostly 70s and 80s in the afternoon. This is your satellite radar view. Convective activity has ceased to exist for our Friday. It's off toward western Montana, though. Even the Libby area is included in that convective outlook. That's that lighter green color. But from the activity that we've seen over the last several hours, it's all pushed farther out of the region. Last night we did pick up on some showers and some thunderstorms around the central panhandle, but not quite beyond that. Washington was mainly dry. Fire danger is going to be pretty high as we head into the weekend. We're going to pick up on those 90-degree temperatures tomorrow, and then wind speeds pick up. And the combination of those ingredients calls for pretty dangerous conditions as far as if a wildfire starts, it will be very easy for it to spread. You want to check your local burn restrictions and see if there are any in effect, in addition to not only the dry conditions and the breezy conditions that we'll have out there. We'll also have the first 90-degree day of 2020. It's possible Not guaranteed, of course. Forecast high on Saturday is between 89 and 91. 89 is probably what we'll see out at the airport. It's always warmer downtown, usually warmer downtown, where we will get to about 91. So it depends on which forecast you're looking at. Previous warmth was 88 degrees. That was in June. So July, this is going to be the time for us to really start to see that warm up take place. On Future Tracker, clear skies out there. A few clouds as we move off toward western Montana. We're not going to pick up on much shower activity at all. Maybe a few very light scattered showers up toward the mountaintops. Otherwise dry all the way through the rest of your day today. Saturday, dry across the board, regardless of where you are. Clouds aren't going to be really a threat either. So going into late Saturday night and early Sunday, the shift from the 90-degree temperatures to the upper 70s is going to be a cause for concern. That's when we see breezy winds pick up. We see some clouds drift in, and that's where our prime fire weather is going to come into play. Now going through the rest of the day then, we'll see things calm down through Sunday. Sunday's still expected to be a pretty nice day out there with mostly sunny skies. Temperatures for this afternoon look like this. Still a good day to keep water on hand if you're going to be outdoors for a while. 80 degrees for Colville in the afternoon, 82 for Wilbur, 87 for Moses Lake, and 85 for Wenatchee. 7-day forecast shows that standout day. That's your Saturday before things cool down into Sunday, and then just kind of average out toward the weekend and the beginning of next week with low 80s in the forecast. Average would be 82, so we'll be just in that range as we head toward the later portion of next week. All right, it is just hitting 8:21, and today is Friday, which means it is New Music Friday, the day when a lot of artists come out with their brand new songs, and we, of course, love our music here, so we want to bring you our choices for what we've been enjoying today. So let's throw up some of the requests that we've had from our crew here. This is from Brandon, from Bree, and from Erica. So if you have a song that you are listening to on this Friday, all you have to do is text us your request. It is 509-448-2000. We'll get back to you. We'll let you know what our songs are. But these are cool. I love these requests.
We might even play them. We've done that before too.
Yeah, absolutely. We can play your requests. We can play any of those requests that you saw on the screen there. So let us know what you're listening to, what new music you're listening to. But my pick for the day, I had to do it. There's a lot of good choices, but Katy Perry did release a new single today called Smile. It's a pretty catchy song. All of her music recently over her newest album has been pretty upbeat and fun. You might remember Daisies from a few weeks ago. And so this one's called Smile, and we'll leave you with that as we head to break. Joshua, we're going to be checking in on your request in just a few minutes, right?
Half hour away.
All right, sounds good. You're watching Up with KREM. We'll leave you with Katy Perry's brand new song this morning, Smile.
2.0 remodeled, used to be dull, now I sparkle. Had a piece of humble pie, the eagle trick saved my life. Now I got a smile like Lionel Richie.
It looks like crap. You went the cheap route. In a sense, you often get what you pay for.
Coming up on Judge Jerry Springer.
You said I'll give you this money, no strings attached. Did you have a tape recording machine at the time?
He's like, babe, don't be mad. I'm like, I was in a 3-car collision. Your car's ruined.
This is crazy stuff.
And then I felt sorry for the roommate. Kevin was drunk all the time. Aaron was in love with him.
Wait, this belongs on my other show.
All this week on Judge Jerry Springer.
Watch weekdays at 2 on CW22. Trust Precision Garage Door when it comes to repairing or replacing your home's garage doors. When your door breaks, call Precision for same-day service. And now through Wednesday, get a free service call with any repair or our AMAR door bundle for just $15.99.
Tired of the same old weekend routines? Come spend the day at Green Bluff. Over 35 local farms in a 12-mile radius. We make farm-to-table fun and easy. With a wide variety of fresh produce, craft beer, and wine. There's something here for everyone. Visit our website and call your local farmer today to plan your adventure. It's not just grocery shopping.
Minute and a half.
It's fresh-picked fun. Green Bluff.
You're off today, right?
It's outside of Spokane. We're closer than you think.
Are you new to Medicare or not satisfied with your current
Medicare to go swap it?
Get the right care for right now by switching to a Kaiser Permanente Medicare Advantage HMO health plan. Washington's only 5 out of 5-star rated Medicare health plan for 2020. You can get same-day access to care from home without copays. Get care online by email, 24/7 live online chat, or through a video appointment with a local doctor. Get care with a phone appointment or our 24/7 advice nurse line. Get care in person from Kaiser Permanente doctors at local medical offices. And get prescriptions by mail with free delivery, often in 1 to 2 days. There's $0 monthly premium, $0 yearly medical deductible, and a yearly limit on out-of-pocket expenses. Plus, our 5-star rating lets you switch plans today and become a member as soon as next month. Call 1-877-390-1505 to switch to Washington's only 5-star rated plan, or request a free Kaiser Permanente Medicare Health Plan information kit.
Trust Precision Garage Door when it comes to repairing or replacing your home's garage doors. When your door breaks, call Precision for same-day service. And now through Wednesday, get a free service call with any repair or our AMAR door bundle for just $15.99.
Right.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Up with KREM. Today, crews will begin work to recover wreckage from Sunday's midair collision over Lake Coeur d'Alene. We do want to take a live look at that crash site this morning. It is marked with bright orange buoys in the water. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office brought in a barge to help with those recovery efforts. It, along with the crane, will help collect the wreckage from the lake floor. Now, last night, crews did recover the 8th and final victim. They also recovered the fuselage of a Cessna aircraft. The seaplane wreckage is still submerged. Now, this weekend, the Lofts Bay boat launch will be closed as work is underway. That is on the western edge of Lake Coeur d'Alene. Also, boaters are being asked to avoid that area just east of Black Rock Bay. And this morning, we are learning more about the victims. Family identified Kelly Krieger of California. She was in the Cessna aircraft. They say she was an aviation enthusiast. She was the president of Air Force Flying Ace Bud Anderson's fan club. Its goal was to educate people about veterans and World War II.
Well, she was very cheerful and very positive. Gosh, she had all these ideas.
I don't know how I can sum up her personality except for, it was big. The impression she left on me was, everything is possible no matter how chaotic and stressful it is.
Well, this story is still developing. To track updates on the case, you can text the word crash to our text line 509-448-2000 and we'll send you back some very specific information.
Thank you, Jen. Coming up next on the CW22, we're going to take a look at the latest data from the State Department of Health on how policies have impacted the spread of COVID-19 in Washington. For example, we're going to look back at this date, March 23rd, when Governor Jay Inslee announced the Stay Home, Stay Healthy order, and we can see the changes both before and after that date. Now, as we look at this data, it's important to remember COVID-19 tests do take a few weeks before they become positive or negative test results. So we're going to use this data to look also a few weeks after each of these important dates. And with this date specifically, we can see after that order was issued, there is a huge drop in positive daily case numbers. They're basically cut in half from the 400s to the 200s. Join us in just a few minutes on the CW22. We're going to take a closer look at other notable dates in Washington's response to COVID-19 and how those case numbers have dropped or rose in response. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be over on the CW22. See you there.
The pups reminded me that our best new cars also make our best used cars. And a great place to find them is at Parker Subaru. How's this for peace of mind? Every Subaru certified pre-owned gets a 152-point inspection, Carfax history report, 24/7 roadside assistance.
Plus, there's special financing options and a comprehensive 7-year, 100,000-mile factory warranty.
Find great Subaru certified pre-owned vehicles at your no-problem dealership.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
At Farmers, we know how nice it is to save on your auto policy, but it's even nicer knowing that if this happened, or this, or even this, we've seen and covered it. So get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Where can you see the hottest new laundry set on the market?
Fred's Appliance. The new GE front-load laundry set is the first and only front-load washer vetted so it has absolutely no odor.
This is kind of a big deal.
Fill the detergent once and you're set for the next 32 loads of laundry.
With built-in Wi-Fi, you can stop or start your family-size laundry set anywhere.
Wash and dry small loads in one cycle with the one-step wash and dry cycle.
Get your new laundry set today at Fred's Appliance.
Fairlife makes the most of milk. It's ultra filtered for 50% less sugar and 50% more protein. So make the most of any occasion with Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just
I never know when it's coming.
done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that.
8:30 on the dot this morning, and today on Up with KREM, new ICE guidelines might force international students to leave the U.S. if they're taking classes completely online. This morning, we speak with an immigration lawyer to share more on how that change is impacting students and universities.
And we've got warm temperatures and sunshine in store for your weekend. A few clouds as we look outside. We'll be talking about our high fire danger and about our chance of maybe hitting 90 degrees this weekend. Coming up.
Up with KREM begins now.
Here's an N95. These are made to block particles in the medical environment and when you're out mowing the lawn. This one's not sterilized, but it's pretty effective. So the reason we want...
Well, good morning and welcome back to Up with KREM on our Friday morning. Washington native and scientist Bill Nye is giving us a mask lesson. He made this TikTok video to show how and why they work. Coming up, we'll look at our numbers and see if the mask mandate here in Washington and other safety policies are working. Well, good morning and welcome back to Up with KREM. As I mentioned, Friday morning, we're looking ahead to the weekend. Joshua, it looks like it's going to finally start feeling like summer.
Yeah, this is maybe the third time I can remember that we've been approaching that 90 number, getting the little tease. Are we going to get there? And we haven't quite got there yet, Jen.
Not quite yet, but we very well could hit it by tomorrow. So we want to take a live look outside here on our Friday morning. Certainly off to a sunny start across the inland northwest. Let's bring in Evan Narani for what we can expect to get our weekend started. Hi, Evan.
Good morning. The coveted question, will we make it to 90? Well, right now, all indications point to at least 89 degrees as that forecast high for our Saturday evening around downtown. We could hit 90, maybe even 91. So the next 12 hours, let's start off, of course, with what we have for today. No need to get ahead of ourselves yet. Next 12 hours is just going to bring us to the upper 70s and low 80s. This is going to be just about in line with average. Notice the sunshine symbol lasting all the way through the day, and then of course the weekend forecast. Still plenty of sunshine expected, but there's a pretty decent drop. We just have this one day, Saturday, of these very warm temperatures before we cool back down to average, which is upper 70s and low 80s. Could be the first day of 90-degree temperatures. We usually are not this late in seeing that first 90-degree day, but as you may know, the summer season so far has been a very odd one for us, of ups and downs, showery conditions, breezy conditions. So we could definitely use some warmth around us to make it feel a little bit more like summer. Temperatures cool down into Sunday, and that's what's going to trigger some breezy winds. So fire danger increases significantly for Saturday night into Sunday. We'll keep you updated in just a few minutes. We'll talk more about what that's going to look like and where our fire danger is the highest. But we do want to take a look outside and talk about some traffic going on. So far, we have not seen any backups or delays on the roads this morning. If you head out for your morning commute, you should be good to go and not expect any delays in the process. 8:33 right now. Joshua, I'll send things over to you.
Thank you very much, Evan. Yeah, 4 months ago today is the date that Washington State reported its first double-digit number of new COVID-19 cases. 4 months ago. Now, the situation across the state is much different today, with thousands of new cases reported, hundreds of deaths confirmed, and dozens of new policy changes taking place since that date in March. So this morning we wanted to actually ask, can we see noticeable change from policy changes by the numbers? We're going to use data today from the State Department of Health, and we're going to basically pick a few important policy days throughout Washington, and we're going to separate the data with different colors. So one color represents before that date, one represents after. We're going to start with March 23rd. That's a big day because that's when Governor Inslee announced the stay home, stay healthy order. COVID-19 tests, by the way, do take a few weeks at the longest before they come back positive or negative. So what we're going to do is look a couple weeks after that date, and we can see once it was initiated, there's a big drop. Cases basically were cut in half from about the 400s per day to about the 200s. Now let's jump to May 6th. This is the day that Governor Inslee issued some new guidance for specific sales and services as part of Phase 1 of reopening. You might remember that day because the phase was still very limited, but it eased restrictions on essential travel, essential business, construction, car washes, curbside retail services. In the weeks that follow that, by the way, not only do we see the continuing trend of numbers actually staying lower, but they actually kind of dropped a little bit, and several Washington counties were able to push into Phase 2. Not Spokane County, though. That brings us a few weeks later to May 19th, when Governor Inslee did offer new guidance for counties to enter Phase 2. So Spokane County was able to successfully apply and move forward into Phase 2 just 3 days later. Now, this is also days before Memorial Day weekend, and we can watch as that weekend came through, counties gradually enter Phase 2, and the numbers slowly go up and up and up. And then, over the next few weeks, Governor Inslee laid out a bunch of new guidelines, services across the state that included libraries, drive-in theaters, sports, and then here, on June 9th, we saw more recreational activities, nannies, house cleaners, cooks. Basically, we saw the opening of the doors of our homes that the governor had months earlier ordered to stay shut. And as we all looked forward to Phase 3, instead what we saw was new cases continuing to rise week after week after week, which leads us to the present day. Today, we're 3 weeks separated from Father's Day weekend, 2 weeks separated from the new state mask mandate, and we're less than a week separated from both the 4th of July holiday and the new requirement for businesses to refuse service to anyone not wearing a mask. By bringing up those points, I want to say that we've got a mixed bag right now when it comes to things that could cause another rise in cases and measures that have been taken to stop those rises. So right now it is too soon to tell, because not only does the data show us, but health officials have told us it could be weeks before we see the policies today actually make an impact. So as we see new cases reported today, tomorrow, next week, I want you to have some context. Keep your eyes focused on the long run as we look for noticeable changes that the new mask policies in place could eventually have.
All right, Joshua, thank you. Well, trending this morning is a battle in the music industry. Country band Lady A is suing a Washington artist for her name. Now, the band, formerly known as Lady Antebellum, changed its name in light of the Black Lives Matter movement. They say Antebellum has associations with slavery. Now, the band says fans nicknamed them Lady A years ago. However, Seattle singer Anita White, again, goes by the same name. In an interview with our sister station in Seattle, White says, "You go on Amazon, you can see me. You go on Spotify, you can see me. Reach out and say something to me at least." Now, back on June 15th, the band tweeted it did talk to White. They say the conversation was transparent, honest, and authentic. However, yesterday, the band announced it is suing White for the name. Now, the band says White demanded $10 million, but Lady A says they own a trademark on the name and have done so since 2011. Meanwhile, White argues she has used that name since the 1980s. Now, this morning, the band is not seeking monetary damages, but boy, they are certainly making headlines, changing their names in light of the Black Lives Matter movement, and then now suing a black artist for her name. So it certainly has people talking this morning. Of course, for future updates on that story, you can check KREM.com. Well, still to come here on Up with KREM, visas for thousands of international students could be in jeopardy. Now, they could be revoked if they only take online courses. In the next 10 minutes, we'll talk to an immigration lawyer to learn more about how this is impacting students and universities.
Is your roof missing shingles or in need of repair? Don't wait to update. Alpine Construction has been providing quality roofing and home remodeling in Spokane for more than 30 years. Call Alpine Construction for a free estimate before Wednesday and receive up to $500 off.
Mark's Marine. We are now open, and here is Merlin, the Marine.
You're watching Up with KREM.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning. Recently, ICE announced that international students will have to leave the United States if they're taking all online classes next fall. That's looking like it will be the case for many as
with Mark's final clearance sale on all remaining 2020 fishing and pontoon boats. All this and more. Mark's Marine, just 3 miles north of Hayden on Highway 95.
Unlike some distant mail order factory, at Medicine Man, we provide a more personal connection. It's important that our patients understand the prescription directions and any side effects. We'll answer all your questions.
At Medicine Man, we care about you and your health.
Bi-Mart's Big Buys continue to help our members take care of their everyday needs for less. Refresh your deck with Super Deck Transparent Stain, available for only $19.99 thanks to our $8 mail-in rebate. And enjoy the great outdoors with everything you need to make your summer enjoyable, like a Coleman folding chair or Coleman cooler, a Quick Shade 10x10 canopy, and Repel insect repellents to keep the bugs away. For all these great deals and more, head on over to your Raftrum Bi-Mart today. Big brands, big value, Bi-Mart Big Buys.
At Subaru of Spokane, we love summer and we love Spokane. Our friendly staff provide exceptional customer service in a calm, relaxed atmosphere. Subaru of Spokane is located in the heart of downtown. Our sales and service departments are open and closely following all CDC guidelines. Check us out online or come see our large selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. We offer free delivery with every online purchase and free pickup and delivery for service. In the heart of downtown, we love Spokane. Subaru of Spokane.
Make the most of your outdoor living space this summer with a covered patio by Alpine Construction. Alpine Construction builds custom patio covers in less than 10 days, starting at just $12,000. Call Alpine Construction now to get scheduled before the summer rush.
You're watching Up with KREM.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning. Recently, ICE announced that international students will have to leave the United States if they're taking all online classes next fall. That's looking like it will be the case for many, as universities are hesitant to bring students back to campus amid the coronavirus. Today, we're interviewing immigration lawyer Andres Metcher about the new guidelines and what that impact will have on students and university. Good morning, Andres. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We've seen... Good morning. We've seen, universities locally here, Gonzaga and Eastern Washington, come out publicly against this decision. Can you speak a little bit on that frustration of those universities?
Yeah, so let's put a little context. I mean, DHS, Public Homeland Security, has had a policy in place probably for about ever, saying that international students can't have more than one class or 3 credits per semester that are online. If you think about it, that policy makes sense. If you're going to travel to the United States, you're going to get a visa to study in the United States. But if you're doing only online, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Enter COVID-19. March 13th, Trump declares a national emergency. The Department of Homeland Security says, we're going to put a new policy in place. We're going to exempt international students can now study only online. And they said they're going to keep that policy during the emergency declaration. Now, July 6th, the Department of Homeland Security says, not anymore, we're revoking the exemption. There was no notice. It completely surprised both students and universities that relied on the prior announcement and actually made decisions that they're not going to open up for the fall, or they're going to open up in some limited fashion.
So what can universities do now moving forward with this new mandate in place, or this exemption taken away?
Well, the best thing they could do is file a lawsuit. I know that sounds kind of silly, but trying to, first of all, what is the new regulation? First of all, it's not even a new regulation. It's only a broadcast message. We haven't actually seen a regulation proposed. But what it does say is, if you are closed completely, university, by July 15th or in 5 days, they have to submit a new plan, an operational change plan, they call it. If they have a hybrid model, they're going to have to certify for every single student that they are now complying with the new with the old regulation, meaning they're not taking more than one online class. Now, that's due by August 4th. How does universities do that in the next month for every single international student when, in many cases, they haven't had to even select their classes yet? They don't even know what classes are going to be available. Are they going to be in person or on person? The process, the short amount of time that the administration gave them, makes it very difficult for the university to say, well, we've just spent the past 2 months figuring out what we're going to do. Now you want me to change all of that in a week. It's a very difficult position for the university to be in.
I mean, if you're an international student, how are you able to make plans at this point? Or even
You can't.
can you?
I mean, part of the problem is you got students outside the United States wanting to enter the United States that are now being denied because their school is offering online only. If students are here and planning to leave, or they're here, they didn't leave, they want to stay, they're now being told they have to transfer to another school. How is that going to happen in the next month? It's unrealistic. Or they need to leave. And if they don't leave, they might get deported. It's very difficult for a student. We're getting these phone calls. I'm assuming every university is getting these phone calls with students. Should I travel? Should I not travel? What should I do? How should I do it? It doesn't make sense for this policy to, I don't think it's going to pass legal muster. So I think every university that has any significant international student population has to go to court. I don't see an option. At the very least, the period has to be extended so that they can figure out what a reasonable plan is going to look like. Because this policy, and one of the arguments that Harvard and MIT have done in the complaint that they filed 2 days ago, now they had a hearing on it yesterday, they're going to have another hearing this morning, they're probably doing it right now. What they said is, listen, this new policy is arbitrary because you didn't consider harm to the university. You didn't consider harm to the students. And you didn't provide a reason for why you're doing it and how you're doing it. That's aside from you need to have notice, you need to listen to comments.
Right.
It's a difficult time.
Difficult time at that. Well, we so appreciate you giving your input, Andres, this morning as an immigration lawyer. We just heard from him on what that Trump administration is pushing out. Thank you so much for being with us. More Up with KREM next.
Welcome to the all-wheel drive auto superstore. We've got something in every size and for every budget. Want more safety and control, or you're looking for some back road adventures? At Parker Toyota, get both. An all-wheel drive vehicle and our customer-focused, no-problem service. The all-wheel drive superstore is open and ready to help. Just stop by and try as many as you like. There's no rush at Parker Toyota.
Hi, Helen.
95 in Coeur d'Alene.
Okay, you got it.
We rent china, glassware, tents, barbecues, flatware, linen, stands for staging, tables, chairs.
A to Z rental. No job too big, no job too small.
Jackhammers, stand doors, washers, stump grinders, saws, generators, skid steer, excavator, dingoes, trailers, tractors, nails.
1:55 for weather, and then 1 minute for New Music Friday.
Call A to Z rental at 509-924-2000
Oh, you're welcome.
or go to rentatoz.com.
We rent everything, man.
Are we streaming?
We are streaming.
Okay, wonderful.
And our microphones are on.
Yep, we are. They are.
It's always a surprise when we find out our microphones have been turned on. I don't have anything prepared to say, do you?
No, not particularly. Go listen to Smile by Katy Perry. That's my New Music Friday
Smile
song.
by Katy Perry, that's right.
Smile by Kitty Purry.
Katy Purry.
Kitty Purry is.
So, since we don't have a ton of time in this block, the weather, were you a big fan of Old Town Road by Lil Nas X a few years ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it got a little ridiculous, but
Of
yes.
course.
I love Lil Nas X. I think that it was like a EP, I think. I don't think it was a full album, but the EP that he released was the entire thing was wonderful.
Well, that motion that we've seen over the last few years to really blend hip hop and country, I love that, and that's a little teaser for my pick this half
I'm
hour.
wondering if does this have Kane Brown in it?
My pick?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, because then there's another one that is in the same vein, that is new.
Different, but kind of the same. It's a country hip hop fusion kind of thing.
Okay, because Kane Brown does country, and then I saw that he's collaborating with a couple other hip hop artists.
Did you see that there's a collaboration? And I'm just going to give the spoiler right now. Nelly is part of a collaboration. Did you see that?
No.
There you go.
Okay.
What do we got? Like a minute away?
I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see.
Now, your local Storm Tracker 2 forecast.
Okay guys, 8:49, good morning. Thanks for being with us here on Up with KREM. A breezy start to the day, as you can see. Choppy waters out there. If you're headed out on the lake, make sure to be careful out there. Keep plenty of water on hand, please, throughout this weekend. Saturday is going to be a hot day out there, regardless of where you are. So it's always important to have that with you. Make sure the air conditioning is running smoothly. Check up on your neighbors, all that jazz. Satellite and radar has shown the clearing of the system that came through last night. Last night we ran into a few thunderstorms, some scattered showers. We're going to continue to see those scattered showers push farther off to the east, and that's going to take place mainly over western Montana. But Washington and Idaho are dry to start off the morning. It does keep our fire danger pretty high for our Saturday and Sunday with dry conditions, breezy conditions, and hot temperatures. The combination does not bode well for our firefighters, so we're keeping our thoughts with them. Rapid fire spread is definitely likely if we see a fire start up. So that's why we don't want a fire to start up. You want to check on those local burn restrictions. We also could hit our first 90-degree day of 2020. So far, we've only made it to 88 degrees. That was in June. Now for July, it's going to be a late start. We usually would have already seen our first 90-degree day, but instead Saturday seems to be that forecast high. We're going to be about between 89 and 91. Usually in the airport area, we're registering temperatures a few degrees shy of where downtown gets. That means downtown could easily make it to probably about at least 90, if not 91. On Future Tracker, we stay dry all the way through the day today. A few just lingering showers north of the border. By the time we get into Saturday, it's another dry day ahead. Late Saturday into Sunday, we start to bring some clouds in, and those clouds are going to keep us insulated overnight and then clear out by tomorrow, meaning we will by Sunday, meaning we will move toward those mostly sunny skies. Here are your high temperatures for this afternoon, but otherwise the main look is at the 7-day forecast, showing 90 as that high for Saturday before we see that dramatic cool down. Plenty of breezy winds expected from Saturday into Sunday, and that's where we see those changes take place. All right, 8:51 right now, and of course it is Friday, so we have to leave you with New Music Friday. My pick I shared a little bit earlier, Smile by Katy Perry. Joshua, you have a pick of your own.
Yeah, let's pull up the screen with some other Up with KREM suggestions of other songs that we have from our team, but I do want to say mine is more in the vein of a combination sort of the hip-hop and country world. This morning I have Good Times Roll by Jimmy Allen and Nelly. Real catchy tune. I got it right away. I was like, yep, listening to it over and over. We'll let you listen to it now as we head to break. We've got more Up with KREM coming up. Enjoy it. Don't let it get stuck in your head too long.
The verdict is in. Weekday mornings on CW22, starting with the People's Court at 6 and 9.
So now you're a fireman too.
Followed by Judge Mathis at 10.
Case dismissed. Judge.
Watch the People's Court next on CW22.
The Stickley Anniversary Sale is going on now at Ennis. Meticulously
Alabama yelling out the window, roll tide roll. Cutting through the Mississippi, got a lot of people with me through the swamps of the 504.
We mean it. Meet some of the appliance experts at Fred's. Chris, Zach, Steve, and Nick are some of our appliance experts.
Fred's has been selling appliances since 1962. Stop in to our North Monroe store today.
Bi-Mart's Summer of Savings continues with fantastic deals just for you. Get a Philips 50-inch 4K TV with all the smart features you need to stream your favorite shows. It's only $279.88. And grab a Philips Wi-Fi-enabled Blu-ray player for $20 off. Now you can enjoy your Blu-ray and DVDs in stunning high definition for only $59.88. Get these deals and more by visiting Bimart.com and looking for our digital flyers. It's a Summer of Savings going on now through July 14th at your Rathdrum Bimart store.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
8:55 this morning. Good morning. I'm Joshua Robinson. We're tracking breaking news. A Spokane police officer is facing two charges of vehicular assault after a crash that happened in March. And now the victim's attorney says SPD have tried to cover it up. The attorney says the officer was going 65 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone when the officer crashed, and that officer was reportedly believed to be in a rush to end his shift. However, Spokane Police Department calls these allegations new this morning, calling them false. A spokesperson for the Spokane Police Department reached out to us just this morning to say there has been no cover-up or attempt to sweep anything under the rug regarding Officer Brunner's liability in this accident. Let's take a look at their statement right now. According to the police department, the ticket was issued to the couple based on initial officer response to the accident and the determination that Officer Brunner had the right of way. It was not until data from Officer Brunner's vehicle was retrieved by investigators that SPD was able to determine that speed was a factor in the accident, at which time SPD Chief Meidel in particular notified WSP and asked them to conduct an investigation. At the same time this information came to light, Officer Brunner was placed on administrative leave. Of course, this was all within a few days of the March 25th incident. We will continue to follow this story and keep you updated with any developments this morning and into the days ahead.
And this morning, crews will begin work to recover wreckage from a midair collision over Lake Coeur d'Alene. Now, we do want to take a live look at the crash site this morning. The Cooney County Sheriff's Office has brought in a barge, and it, along with a crane, will help collect the wreckage. The wreckage site is marked by big orange buoys on the water. Now, last night, crews did recover the 8th and final victim. They also recovered the fuselage of the Cessna aircraft. The seaplane wreckage is still submerged. Now this weekend, the Lofts Bay boat launch will be closed as work is underway. That's on the western edge of Lake Coeur d'Alene. Also, boaters are being asked to avoid the area just east of Black Rock Bay. Of course, that is a developing story. For updates, you can text CRASH to 509-448-2000. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you at noon.
Thanks for watching Up with KREM.
Whether or not, or if that was like a countdown for me, I wasn't sure if weather was dropped.
KREM 2 News is sponsored by Jacobs
Okay.
Living, Spokane Valley.
Are you new to Medicare or not satisfied with your current Medicare coverage? Get the right care for right now by switching to a Kaiser Permanente Medicare Advantage HMO health plan. Washington's
The question, I think the issue is trying to put too much
Yeah,
into a lower third.
exactly. Especially because it has to stay limited. It's like how to make that thought as concise as possible. Brandon, I didn't get to listen to your request.